Greetings everybody. I really am just this exhausted. Friday is usually my day off. However, today I had some stuff on and so I'll have to skateboard my way through the week. I'm also delivered a whole day of in-person training yesterday on my feet, engaging and interacting. So yes, there are days when I just look like this because I am exhausted. So the NEO-PI is one of the tests, the personality assessments that I use in my burnout prevention plan work. The whole thing usually costs a lot more than when I'm doing it for on Monday, just because an organization asked me they needed something very quick that they could use and have more dialogue with me then anyway, so I put it together and I thought actually the NEO-PI is probably what we could do. Some years ago when I was developing my burnout process, I reviewed a bunch of assessments and had a look to see what would be the best thing that would be psychometrically sound but also give us helpful information, and so the NEO was what I came up with. The NEO-PI, without going into too much detail, basically will give you this. The reason why I use it in the burnout work is because it is a norm reference test, which just means that you can actually have a look at where someone's personality levels are in relation to a general population, albeit it's an American population, but nevertheless it gives me some really good ideas as to where the person is in relation to general population. And it looks at 5 factors. Neuroticism has got to do with basically your emotional vulnerability, emotional style. Now, your neuroticism is a horrible scale name, but how we use it in the burnout space is at one glance it just gives me an idea of how much a person is burning out, and particularly in which areas. Is it anxiety? Is it in a low mood? Is it in anger? What are the emotions? So that's N. Extroversion is different from what we typically understand extroversion. Extroversion gives us information about the degree to which a person requires people engagement and how they're likely to engage with people. Now, for some roles and occupations, there's a high level of people engagement. The extroversion is just a really helpful way just to see whether there's a misalignment in the role. Openness to experience tells us a lot about change orientation, how someone's going to respond to change in situations. It also gives us an idea about their abstractions, their need for abstractions, their need for more concrete things. So really helpful again in 2 ways. What's happening in your world with regard to change and how you manage that, but also the degree to which you work with abstract, novel concepts versus needing some really structured stuff. So it's helpful in the fit alignment conversation there. Agreeableness gives us information about the connection drivers and needs people require. So some roles have a high degree of agreeableness, and sometimes it can really tap out a person who doesn't have quite as much connection needs, and vice versa. And then finally, I'm pretty sure I've done all before, finally, conscientiousness. Conscientiousness, again, a horrible label, but that's just its technical label, gives us work style, the degree to which someone is ordered, planned, the degree to which someone needs more flexible, spontaneous. In the workspace, that really gives us a sense of executive functioning, just the degree to which someone is working in a role or has needs in a role that looks at how they work. So the great thing about the NEO is that it gives us a really, really detailed report, and in the last year I've found it to be extremely valuable because each of those 5 scales are then broken down into further 6 or 7 scales. Now, when I use this assessment in conjunction with all the other assessments, the full process usually takes us up to 6 hours of really analyzing and looking at it. But I've developed a way to be able to give someone some very quick input, particularly if they've got specific questions of me. I can look at a personality assessment with the very detailed report that comes from it and give some really specific, particular input around the 5 personality scales. I thought that I would put it out there because I very rarely have this sort of opportunities to offer something really quick. I don't like doing quick things. If you ever had a chance to work with me, you'll know that I don't like that. I much prefer to go in depth. However, it could be the right thing for someone. Think about if there's someone that you're working with and you've been having conversations with them and they think they're tapping out. You're thinking that they're tapping out, but you're not quite sure why. What is it? Is it an alignment thing? Is it a personal thing? What is it? This could be big bus, big bus. This could be a really, really great opportunity to do this. Get in early. It's only March. There will be some robust, rich conversations that you can get after doing an assessment like this. We've always had a situation where once we've done an assessment like this, the light bulbs fire up, the dots get connected. But the main thing is you kind of get something concrete, right? Like, what is it? What is it? And having an assessment like this just provides data. My pet love analysis. To go off, and it reduces the guessing, it reduces the ambivalence, it increases a sense of mastery and control because you can get some very specific details. So 2 spots for Monday because the organization that has engaged me has taken up quite a lot of the spots that I have already. So I've got 2 spots available for this mini assessment. Please send me a message if this is something that either you or a colleague or an employee could really benefit from. Okay, catch you later.